This is Sailor the Piper Man, Piper the Sailor Man here from the island of Puerto Rico. Having some coffee this morning, and usually I like coffee with a nice cigar. I don't got I have no cigar, so that being the case, then I do have this, and I'm watching a little bit of the World Cup marathon race. I think out of Japan. And you know, something really, really interesting happened many years ago. I was in New York watching the New York Marathon, and I had my lounge chair in Central Park at the end when they run through Central Park before the finish line. So I was there. And I'm sitting there and I'm smoking my pipe, and the police officer said, "Well, you can't smoke pipe in the..." I said, "What are you talking about? There's no law against it." "No, that there's a lot of people." I looked at him, I said, "That's their problem. That's not my problem. In the park, you can smoke in the park. You just got to be at a certain distance. I've been sitting here since early in the morning. Why should I have to now turn off my pipe because they decide that they want to stand next to me?" He looked at me and said, "You know what? You're right." So you know what he did? He shushed the people away from me, made a parameter for me. And I'm sitting there, and he barricaded me in the parameter, you know, those police barricades, so they wouldn't come close, so that I wouldn't be violating. So I wouldn't be violating any ordinances, which there wasn't ordinances. So he says, you know, they should make a law that people, and not the pipe smokers, people need to stay away from the smokers. You know, if you're in the area and it's designated to smoke and you're allowed to smoke, then the people have to take control of their actions. You know, and not be in the area where the people smoking cigarettes or cigars or pipes are smoking. No, they don't want that. They want you to completely stop. That's how the haters are, you know. But watching this marathon race brought back the memory, because the first thing I wanted to do was grab my pipe and, you know, smoke it. Watching the race. And it's pretty interesting. This is an American is in the lead. I don't know if she's going to finish. And these Ethiopians, you know, it's amazing how these African runners, it must be the altitude, the training, or just the physiologically they're built for long distances, you know. And but I don't think that's the case, because I know for a long time the Irish people, you know, were great distance runners. I followed track and field since I was in high school, and I ran a little, not too much. But I always liked the distance. Since Roger Bannister, Kip Keino, there was a great runner in the 70s. And all McCallahan, this guy from Oregon. So over the years, I've, not like I used to, now I used to read a magazine called Track and Field Magazine. The people couldn't understand how, while being in the military, how to train and still be a pipe smoker. They didn't understand. We didn't inhale. So I used to do my PTs, and I used to run, I think it was 3 miles. The best time ever at 3 miles in 9 minutes and 40 seconds. That's 3 miles, 9 minutes. That's not bad. That's pretty good. I wasn't but I could do it. You know, 3 miles and a half, 9 minutes and 40 minutes. That was pretty good athlete. It wasn't the best. I was better at short distances. But I've always liked running, you know, and I look back at all the time I ran and smoked and ran and smoked. One time I was running with my pipe. The people looking at me, I'm huffing and puffing, running with my pipe. I said, "You won't make it." The guy was going like, "You won't make it." And when he saw, you did make it. I said, the whole thing is, you guys think that pipe smokers inhale. We do not inhale. In all these years, I've gone taking tests, and my lungs are clear, and the doctors like, no, this can't be. But two things that I got in my favor. What? We're indigenous to cigar smoking, tobacco, because I have Native American blood. And you have to know how to smoke. It's an art, smoking and not getting it in your lungs. And I smoke and I'm talking at the same time. Well, let me go back to the race. Just stopping in, saying hi. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. My man in Australia, I'm glad you got your passport and everything. And I'm sorry that, mostly you really been talking about the negative. Why don't you talk about some of the positive things that happen, meeting people and stuff? And you too, Tunnel, man. What's with all the negative stuff? That's not you. Talk about pipes now, man. Get back online. I miss you.